All right, everybody, got my second video here with this new special background for y'all. I sound like I'm from Kentucky saying y'all, huh? Well, anyway, this is my second video, and this one is about, guess who? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and how she got into it with the founder of Greenpeace over the Green New Deal proposal. So, again, before I get into this, please everybody give me a thumbs up, and maybe even hit the notification bell so you'll know when I put out a video, and comment if you like. All those things add up and make this channel easier to find for people. Okay, let me go ahead and get into the story for you. Patrick Moore, who is the co-founder of the organization Greenpeace, I'm sure most of you have heard of that, he ripped Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez recently over Twitter over her Green New Deal proposal. Now, AOC, as people call her now, seems to have been quite full of herself recently with all of her tweets and things. So she tweeted that if somebody had a better plan than hers, you know, feel free to go ahead and send it in or whatever. And basically, anybody who wants to address the hoax of climate change, feel free to come up with something else, basically. And she said, until then, we're in charge, and you're just shouting from the cheap seats. Basically, that you know, her word goes, and anybody else's opinion is worthless, is what she made it sound like. So Moore took it upon himself to respond, calling her a pompous little twit, which I may not have chosen those words, but I do agree. And he tweeted that her plan which calls for an end to the use of fossil fuels. Moore pointed out that without fossil fuels, you couldn't grow food for the 8 billion people on the planet, and that every tree would get cut down and used for cooking and for heating people's homes, and which then would lead to a mass amount of death. So basically, her plan is ignorant. And so he added, she is just a neophyte pretending to be wise. And to that I say, amen. She definitely doesn't know anything and is constantly putting her foot in her mouth. It's probably not all. I won't go there, but you get where I'm going with that. So I'm thinking that maybe that's their plan. Maybe they want there to be mass death and to have some sort of depopulation here on the planet. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with what's called the Georgia Guidestones. This is basically a paragraph or two or whatever carved into stone, which has been turned into a monument somewhere in Georgia, and you know, funded and paid for by a mysterious no-name person. And so this plan, which they think gives them or releases them from their negative karma by publishing their intentions. And the Georgia Guidestones basically says that they want to depopulate the planet, and they just want as many people as required to supply the elites with food and supplies, so that they don't have to actually do any work themselves. But they don't want any more people than that. And that makes sense, because the more people, the harder it is to control them. And they want just enough people that they can control, but that they don't have to actually do any work themselves. So now others have tweeted out to AOC in response to this also, saying that basically her plan, which would demand the use of solar panels, well, that wouldn't do much when it was extremely cold and cloudy. so people would freeze to death in that situation. Again, maybe this is all part of the plan. What do you guys think? Do you think that she's just stupid and the plan is stupid, or do you think there's actually something sinister behind it that they were trying to get passed into law? So I'd love to hear what you think. Again, the comment section is open, but that's the story from my perspective. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.